thing.
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want, because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word.
You won't see this coming. Sunny Hostin walked into the View set thinking she'd dominate Bill Maher with her usual woke talking points. She expected applause. Instead, she got a dose of brutal clarity. Calm, composed, and laser-focused, Maher didn't just push back, he tore her logic apart. By the time he was done, she was visibly shaken, grasping for a comeback. And the look on her face, pure shock. Stick around. We're breaking down every jaw-dropping moment of this unexpected reality check. This exchange took place on May 21, 2024, during Maher's explosive appearance on The View, where he took aim at 2024's political circus, campus protests, and what he calls the woke overreach.
I mean, it's just astounding to me that they can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. I mean, just morally. I mean, let me tell you, if you're for Hamas, just live in Gaza for a day. And I'm not talking about while the war is on. I mean, before the war. Trust me, you would go running and screaming and begging to live in Tel Aviv, a place that has your values. That's the answer to the Donald Trump situation is, what's going to get him elected is this woke stuff that a lot of people in this country just don't go for.
This wasn't your average daytime debate. Maher came in swinging, challenging media-approved narratives and offering a blunt, unfiltered take on America's political chaos. But the real fireworks started when Sunny tried to spar with him intellectually, only to be immediately outclassed. Known for his consistent criticism of left-wing extremism, Maher didn't flinch as he confronted the ideologies the modern progressive left holds sacred. What followed wasn't just a rebuttal, it was a dismantling.
Democrats have become like a royal family that, because of so much incest, has unfortunately had children who are retarded. And the same thing can happen to ideas if they are also conceived in an atmosphere of intellectual incest. Maybe take the clothespin off your noses and actually converse with the other half of the country. Stop screaming at people to get with the program and instead make a program worth getting with. Nobody ever gets canceled for being too woke. So you can say the craziest thing, like men can have babies, and then nobody will, even though people are thinking, well, that's kind of nuts, nobody will say it. They'll just fall in line. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've always thought, men can have babies, sure. I saw a dude who was glowing yesterday. I mean, and that's the problem.
And it's totally insane.
Cowardice.
Yes, it is. It's moral cowardice.
When the conversation shifted to the ever-contentious word woke, Sunny thought she had a trap ready. She challenged Maher's usage of the term, implying it had racial roots and accusing critics of distorting its original meaning. The strategy was clear: shift the debate to race, complicate the issue, and put Maher on the defensive. But it didn't work.
I had a different question, but it struck me that in the first segment you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're...
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected. So the term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the Black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and
migrate.
So why is that?
Without hesitation, Maher hit back with a clean, logical takedown. He reminded her that language evolves. Words change with time and context. Woke, he argued, may have once stood for social awareness, but now it represents a rigid ideology used to stifle disagreement and enforce conformity. And in a subtle but sharp gesture, he told Sunny that if she didn't like the word, he'd gladly use another. His point? It's not about the label, it's about the mindset behind it. Maher has often exposed the contradictions and dogmas of this ideology on other platforms, making it clear this isn't a new stance for him.
As long as you're on the team of the woke, you can't make fun of the things that they prize. As long as you're making fun of the stuff that the kind of people of the woke fight against, which are white trash, I can make 1,000 fat jokes about Donald Trump you'll never see a complaint on Twitter, because the woke are the ones who do that. The conservatives, they may not like the fat jokes about Donald Trump, but they are a lot.
Trying to ease the tension, Maher cracked a light joke. But Sunny wasn't laughing. Her silence spoke louder than words. She'd clearly been caught off guard. The air went heavy with awkwardness as she stared ahead, seemingly stunned by the fact that her narrative had just been flipped so effortlessly.
I want to call it the super far left, but don't tell me the left had.
Maybe the super far right.
He's
Well,
talking about the left. Within
Okay,
us both.
but we talked about that. I mean, I think we agree about the danger of the super far right, and I can't say it enough. I think they're the bigger threat. But don't tell me that the left hasn't changed. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a joke. But,
Too dark. Too dark.
Well,
Maher also reflected on how the political left has evolved over the years. He stressed that this obsession with ideological purity and cancel culture wasn't always part of liberal thinking. According to him, the rise of wokeism is a recent trend, and it's pulling the left further from reality with every passing year.
but it's true. I mean, if I had any doubt that I was right about the change that's happened in the left, watching people protest for a terrorist organization like Hamas, that straightened me up pretty quick.
And that's the story, an absolute masterclass in how to counter shallow talking points with reason and composure. Maher didn't raise his voice, didn't throw insults, he just stood firm and let facts do the damage. Sunny was left speechless, and millions watching could see it. Her expression said it all. This wasn't the outcome she planned for. But what's your take? Was this the ultimate takedown? Or just another overdue dose of truth delivered live?